Joining us on News Express, my name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. Now the news in details. The federal government has urged Nigerians to stop making negative comments about the country. Director General of the National Orientation Agency, NOAA, Lanre Isa Onilu, represented by the agency's Director of Report Coordination and Improvement, Mrs. Olubukola Olorunfemi, who made the call during a stakeholders engagement on national anthem, identity project, values, charter, and the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu today in Oshogbo. Isa Onilu said that Nigerians should embrace a sense of patriotism and that they must love the country at all times. He said that the agency is embarking on a nationwide sensitization to propagate and mobilize citizens on the need for positive attitude and behavior that would promote unity in the country. Federal government has said the petition by Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, calling for the United Kingdom to consider the Yoruba Nation was not endorsed by the UK government. Recall Igboho, according to a spokesperson, Olayomi Koiki, in a post via his X handle, submitted a petition to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, to consider the creation of a Yoruba nation. In a statement by the spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Eche Abu Obe, he said that media reports on the petition were highly misleading. And to the National Assembly now, the House of Representatives has today, October 15th, resolved to investigate the level of compliance with the provisions of the Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Act in gaining access to public buildings across the country. The House also asked its relevant committees to investigate approvals of building plans by regulatory authorities without provision for accessibility facilities. Leading the debate on the motion, Chairman of the House Committee on Disability Matters, Bashiru Dawobi, APC Lagos, described the public building as a building made available for the use of members of the public, whether owned by the government or private entities, as provided by Section 57 of the Discrimination Against Persons with Disability Prohibition Act 2018. According to him, Section 3 and 4 of the Disability Act provides that a person with disability has the right to access the physical environment and public buildings on an equal basis with other, including roads, sidewalks, pedestrian crossing, elevators, crutches, and toilet facilities, to make them accessible to and usable by persons with disabilities. So in the House of Representatives, it has today urged the federal government to address the frequent flooding occasioned by the opening of the Lagbo Dam situated in northern Cameroon. The resolution of the House followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance on the need to investigate the recurrent flooding due to the opening of the Lagbo Dam, sponsored by the minority leader Kingsley Chinda. Rallying his colleagues to support the motion, Chinda recalled that the Lagbo Dam, built in 1982 primarily for irrigation and electricity generation, released excess water to prevent overflow, which inevitably flows downstream into Nigeria, causing significant flooding in states along the river, including Borno, Adamawa, Benue, Taraba, Kogi, and beyond. He added that the recurrent loss of lives, displacement of communities, destructions of farmland, livestock, and homes, and damage to critical infrastructure such as roads, bridges, schools, and healthcare facilities is a source of concern. Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has condemned the latest collapse of the Nigerian national electricity grid, describing it as a national shame. Obi's outburst was after the grid collapsed twice in 24 hours. Reacting to the development, Obi, in a statement today via X, highlighted the incidents as evidence of the failures in the leadership and policy implementation at the highest levels. Talking politics now, the chairman of the People's Democratic Party's Governors Forum, Governor Bala Mohammed, said governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party have resolved the crisis in the party's National Working Committee (NWC). The Bauchi governor and the acting national chairman, Umar Damagum, said this at the private departure lounge of the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja today, where he affirmed that the crisis is over, with the suspended NWC members fully back in office with the restoration of the status quo. According to Mohammed, the PDP Governors Forum, Board of Trustees and the National Assembly caucus collectively resolved that everyone in the PDP NWC should return to their positions. And in Rivers State, the House of Assembly led by Martin Amawiele has declared the seats of the Chief of Staff to Governor Siminalayi Fubara Edison here and 3 other pro-Fubara lawmakers vacant following their absence from sitting for 152 days. This was made known during plenary today, where the Speaker, Martin Amawiele, pointed out that he did not properly write to inform the House of his new office, and as such, a seat has been declared vacant. Subsequently, regarding Victor Okojumbo and the 2 others, the House led 3 separate votes to declare their seats vacant for absenteeism from sitting for 152 days consecutively without notification and permission, in violation of the 1999 Constitution. And back home in Ekiti State, the state governor, Mr. Oladoyin Ayegbusi, has reiterated his commitment towards ensuring that the state civil service becomes the envy of others in a committee of states of the Federation, with reforms aimed at improving their efficiency, capacity, and capability to drive the activities of the government. Governor Ayegbusi made this assertion at the 2024 Public Service Forum, an award ceremony organized as part of the programs marking the 2nd anniversary of his administration on Monday at the State Secretariat Complex in Ado-Ekiti. Commended labor centers in the state for showing understanding with government, which has brought remarkable conducive working relationships between government and labor in the state. While affirming that strike and conflict should always be the last option, Governor Ayegbusi promised to strengthen the civil service to respond to the needs of all citizens to enable it to continue to render quality services, adding that in the following years, training and retraining of workers will become a regular feature of the public service. Still in Ekiti State, the governor, Mr. Oladoyin Ayegbusi, has promised to commit huge resources into sport development in order to develop more talent, nurture them to natural and global reckoning, as well as for wealth creation. Ayegbusi spoke today during the groundbreaking ceremony for the multi-million naira indoor sports complex in Ado-Ekiti. Describing sport as a veritable weapon to stamp out poverty, joblessness, and crimes from the society, Ayegbusi said his government would expand the scope of opportunities for Ekiti youth who are richly endowed with requisite skills in the sector. And the Nigerian Police Force (NPF) has, in partnership with the state government, set up a special team known as School Protection Squad, a move which is part of the effort to secure schools in Ekiti State against possible attacks by bandits. The squad is expected to keep vigil at all schools within the state with the aim of making them secured for teaching and learning. Speaking at the ceremony held at the Adetiloye Hall, Ado-Ekiti, Governor of the state, Oladoyin Ayegbusi, described intelligence failure as one of the major factors responsible for security crisis in Nigeria. Speaking on the theme strengthening security resilience and integration of host communities in the protection of education, Ayegbusi, represented by Special Advisor on Security, Brigadier General Ebenezer Ogundano, explained that responding to attacks are not the only method to address security issues, stressing that threats should be envisaged from the onset in order for the security agencies to be on top of their games. And now a court away from Ekiti, a court sitting in Ikeja, Lagos State, has today ordered social media critics Martins Vincent Otse, aka Very Dark Man, to delete defamatory videos on human rights lawyer Femi Falana SAN. The court also ordered the critics to desist from making any comment about the Falanos again. This comes after Falana revealed he is resisting the temptation to file a criminal complaint against Verydarkman for accusing him of allegedly facilitating pardon for cross-dresser Idris Okuneye, also known as Bob Risky. You're still listening to News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido-Ekiti. Coming up next is foreign, entertainment, business and sport news. Please stay with us.
Hello, good people of Ekiti State and its environment. For your private, political, family, or club meetings, and so on, of not more than 50 to 100 participants, we introduce to you Adamimogo Event Hall. Yes, right at Oladoyin Palace, Adamimogo 107.7 FM's compound, Ido-Ekiti. Ample parking space, good security, clean environment. You also have the opportunity to book for a media publicity of your event on our fast-growing social media platforms. All these for a talk. Simply visit us at Oladoyin Palace, Ido-Ekiti, or call the following numbers for more inquiries: 0803-526-5812 or 0916-340-0878 or 0806-511-4430. You can also call 0806-380-8891. Adamimogo Event Hall. We are waiting for your patronage.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us again. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook via Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido-Ekiti. For happenings around you and news inquiries, please contact our newsroom on 0811-801-8242. Now to the rest of the news. And business, MBS says Nigeria's inflation rose to 32.70% in September 2024. Let's join Ayomide Surulere for details.
On foreign news, the Israeli government has said it will listen to the opinion of the United States, but ultimately act in its own national interest. This is contained
Good
in a
evening
statement.
and welcome to Business Updates. The National Bureau of Statistics (NBC) has revealed that Nigeria's headline inflation rate for September 2024 rose to 32.70%. According to the latest consumer index report from NBC, the increase of 0.55% is from the August 2024 figure of 32.15%. The development was after inflation dropped consecutively in the previous 2 months of July and August. On a year-on-year basis, it added that inflation has surged by 5.98 percentage points compared to the 26.72% recorded in September 2023. Still on business news, a new tax bill has been passed by the National Assembly that the wealthy Nigerians earning 100 million and above monthly will face a 25% personal income tax rate. This was revealed by the chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, Ewo Oyedele, during a breakout session at the ongoing 30th Nigeria Economic Summit organized by the Nigerian Economic Summit Group and the Ministry of Budget and National Planning yesterday in Abuja. According to him, 90% of the current taxpayers are people who should not be taxed. He advocated for a more streamlined and equitable tax system in the country. Oyedele emphasized the need to strike a balance between easing the tax burden for lower income earners and ensuring the wealthy contributes more to the government's revenue. And that's all we have today on Business News. My name is Ayomide Surulere.
Many thanks, Ayomide. On the foreign scene, Maldives slashes government appointees. Let's join Joel Ogbue, who is standing by.
On foreign news, the Israeli government has said it will listen to the opinion of the United States, but ultimately act in its own national interest. This is contained in a statement from the office of the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. The statement came in response to press inquiries about a story in the Washington Post. According to the Post, Netanyahu has told U.S. President Joe Biden that Israel planned to strike Iranian military facilities, but in exclusions of its oil and nuclear targets, adding that Netanyahu was preparing a more limited counter-strike on Israel 2 weeks ago. Recall that U.S. President Joe Biden had made it clear that he does not support an Israeli attack on Iran's nuclear facilities, which could trigger a further escalation and draw the U.S. into conflict, stressing that an attack on oil facilities could drive up global energy prices. Still on foreign news, the president of Maldives, Mohamed Muzu, has ordered the sack of more than 225 political appointees, including ministers, in a bid to reduce its Indian Ocean nation's expenditure. According to a statement from the president's office, the significant reduction in political appointment aligns with the president's broader effort to streamline government operation and ensure more efficient use of public funds, most especially as the country struggles. Among those sacked were 7 state ministers, 43 deputy ministers, and 178 political directors. However, the statement did not say how many more political appointees remain in the administration, but added that the mass reduction of staffs would save the North Central Indian Island country $370,000 a month. And that is all on foreign news. I am Joel Obue.
Thank you, Joel. On entertainment news, Mr. Macaroni addresses controversy over children's inappropriate skit. Success, Areola, as this and more.
Good evening and welcome to Entertainment News. Skit maker and actor Mr. Macaroni weighed in on the controversy surrounding children reenacting his Daddy Was skit. The video sparked outrage, with many calling it inappropriate. The reenactment featured children in adult-like attire, mirroring Mr. Macaroni's sugar daddy character and others. Adults expressed concerns about its impact on children's perception of intimacy. He urged parents to exercise caution, prioritize children's well-being, and showcase talent in age-appropriate ways, emphasizing guidance over viral moments. Still on Showbiz World, since soaring to global success with his smash hit single Ye, Burna Boy has become one of Africa's most successful superstars, whose music has won notable awards and filled up landmark venues. According to reports, Burna Boy now boasts 6 Billboard entries, with his highest-ranked entry being his hit single Last Last, which peaked at number 44 and spent 19 weeks on the chart. It added that behind him is Grammy-winning Tems, who has logged 5 entries on the charts. And that's all on the entertainment news. My name is Success Areola.
Many thanks, Success. In the world of sport, CAF delisted Nigeria, Libya, AFCON qualifier amidst controversy. Olamilekon Aduloju is standing by.
Good evening and welcome to Sports News. The Confederation of African Football has delisted the Group D second leg fixtures of the ongoing 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifier between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Mediterranean Knights of Libya. The game was earlier scheduled to take place in Libya by 8 p.m. after the first leg took place in Godswill Akpabio Stadium, Uyu, on Friday. The Super Eagles beat the Mediterranean Knights by a lone goal in the dying minutes of the game. However, the return leg has been greeted with controversy after the Super Eagles players and officials narrated their 14 hours ordeal at Libya airport, leading them to return home. Meanwhile, CAF said it had launched an investigation into the incident after the Libya Football Federation alleged sabotage and threatened legal actions against Nigeria. The African football further updated games that will be played on Tuesday without including the Libya vs Nigeria game on its X handle. Details later. Still on sports, UFC fighter Israel Adesanya has opened up on a dark period in his career when he was left financially poor following a loss to Alex Pereira during his kickboxing days in China. The Nigerian-born Kiwi UFC star and former middleweight champion, known for his flashy style and confidence in the octagon, shared a surprising tale of his hardship, narrating how he found himself in a dire straits after the promotion he was fighting for suddenly stopped offering him bouts. The revelation shed light on the unpredictable nature of a fighter's career and the importance of having a supportive team. It also contrasts sharply with Adesanya's recent high-profile UFC career, which has seen him win and lose the middleweight title multiple times. Despite recent setbacks, including losses to Sean Strickland, the last stylebender is not ready to throw in the towel. In a recent interview, Adesanya expressed his desire to fight once more before the year ends or early next year.
And with this sports series, we end this edition of News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Ido-Ekiti. Before we go, the highlight again. We told you that the federal government, through the Director General of the National Orientation Agency, NOA, Lanre Isa Onilu, has urged Nigerians to stop making negative comment about the country. We also brought it to you that Nigeria's power grid has collapsed again just less than 24 hours after its last failure. The incident, which according to the Eco Electricity Distribution Company EKDC, happened around 9:17 a.m. today, left many areas of the country to face another power outages. And finally, we brought it to you that the Nigerian Police Force, NPF, has, in partnership with the state government, set up a special team known as School Protection Squad, a move which is part of the effort to secure schools in Ekiti State against possible attacks by bandits. And that's News Express this evening on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Olojudo's Palace, Ido-Ekiti. On behalf of the production crew, my name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. Thanks for listening. Good evening.
Top stories.